So here we have the BMW 116D on a 67 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see it's a 5-door car with alloy wheels. Let's start off inside the boot and then we can work our way around the rest of the car from there. So you can see as we approach the back of the car we have reversing sensors, plenty of boot space as well, along with that 60/40 split folding rear seat. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car and then we'll hop in and run through some controls. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see that it's in lovely condition the whole way round. Just briefly before I climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. As you can see, the seats are in perfect condition. In fact, there's plenty to run through on the dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that right now. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start off with the dials. On the left-hand side, we have the speedometer and fuel gauge, and on the right-hand side, the rev counter. You can see the total miles for this car are 9,018. Directly above that, you have fuel economy information that can be changed by pushing the button on the end of the indicator stalk, all the way back round to the beginning again. If we back out to the steering wheel, on the right-hand side, we have stereo controls as well as voice activation for the phone. So if you hit that button, ask it to dial any one of your contacts list, it will do that for you without you having to take your phone from your bag or pocket. And then on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have cruise control with speed limiter. The phone itself won't work until you've paired it up, and that is done up on this central screen here. You can see that I'm moving through various menus at the moment. Everything that I do is done using BMW's iDrive system down here. So this dial will take us through various options. We can then select things. This also moves to the right, left, up and down as well, or you can access menus directly off of here. We're on the main menu at the moment. So from there, if we wanted to pair a telephone, we would go to telephone and push that button down, and then from there you can pair your device at the bottom here. Before we come on to that, or before we come back to that, I wanted to talk about the ways in which you can listen to music in this car. So you can see, aside from the radio, which we'll come to in a moment, we have a CD player, and then we have external devices. So once you connected a phone, you can stream music wirelessly via Bluetooth audio. There's a USB input and auxiliary input as well. So plenty of ways to listen to your music, and all of that is on top of the fact that this car has got FM, AM and DAB digital radio. It also has satellite navigation. There's a full video showing how the satellite navigation works on our website and on our Facebook page. It's well worth checking that video out. But just as a brief description so you know how the dial that I mentioned a moment ago works, you can zoom in and out of the map by twisting the dial. If you want to access this panel to the left-hand side, just jog the dial over to the left and it'll open that menu. And anything you highlight on all menus, it will always tell you exactly what it is that you're highlighting. So it's very easy to use. Working our way down from there, we have the CD player. And then we have the air conditioning. So you can determine the direction of the air, the temperature, fan speed up or down from the middle here. And when you're happy with all of that, this button will turn the air conditioning on, or of course back off again. That button will close off the vents to the outside, which will heat up or cool down the car quicker depending on the temperature that you've selected, of course. Below that we have a 12-volt charging socket as well as a couple of cup holders, a 6-speed manual gearbox, and then to the right hand side of that we can change various different driver setups. So this button at the top will turn off traction control, and then beneath that we can change the setup of the car. So we're in comfort mode at the moment, which isn't listed there. If I put it into sport mode, the car will then tell us up on the screen that it's in sport mode. Essentially the steering becomes firmer and the accelerator pedal reacts quicker to what you're doing, so the car just feels sportier. Similarly, if you put it all the way down in Eco Pro mode, then it's the polar opposite to sport mode, essentially. Everything becomes a bit lighter, a bit more kind of town driving friendly. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.